Hello, everyone. This is Marita, one who catches lightning, with the Path of Ish podcast, Walking with Our Shadow, where we share ancient indigenous teachings of remembrance, all so we can walk and learn how to walk a path of radical self-love. Hello, everyone. It's Marita, one who catches lightning, with the Path of Ish here before you, coming in a good way, with great humility, excited to be able to sit with you in the circle again. Many times I never know what is going to come into the circle. For myself, even though I might plan something and take notes, it has to be something not that I think of, but that really gets into my body. Once that topic is el tópico, that energy, that spirit gets into a cohesive part of my body, mind, and essence, then I know it is ready to be birthed. And why are we taking time to talk about this feeling of cohesiveness and birthing, knowing when it's time to have a forward movement or a movement that creates? The reason is because I've been sitting with the idea of peace. And what strikes me about peace is in having conversations with people throughout the years. They define peace as a lack of things. Peace is a state of lack. And if you start to think of that and be playful with the idea of peace and lack, it opens the door for us to reconsider this energía. So many times we are trying to have peace, yet the way that sometimes we are trying to, quote unquote, accomplish it or manifest it is by having this energy of having. How can I have absence? How can I have a lack of things? If we look at the Oxford Dictionary or the Merriman Dictionary, they speak of peace as, again, something without. If we look at Wikipedia, it says, peace is a concept of societal friendship and harmony in the absence of hostility and violence. Peace is commonly used to mean a lack of conflict and freedom from fear of violence between individuals and groups. The Merriam-Webster Dictionary goes on to say, peace is a quiet and calm state of mind. So the reason that peacemaking, being in peace, wants to be here in the circle is because peace teaches us that balance of lack and having, of action and non-action, in a way that other energías do not hold. Maybe it is because it is easier for us to identify when we are at peace or when we are not, because of how it makes us feel. It has been a long time, too long, on this planet where there has been no lack of conflict that has led to war. We exist in a constant global state of unrest, whether your life is impacted by it directly or indirectly, whether you are even aware of the impact that we have been in a state of war, of conflict for hundreds of years. I was recently reflecting on the last century and reflecting on individuals born that lived through 2 world wars and the impact that that had if they were survivors and then went on to try to have normal lives and then, of course, bring more humans into the world. We continue to try to populate the world as a result of this trauma, to make up for it, to bring life in a place of death, in a place of lack. These are supposedly the times of peace where we grow, expand. Currently, wars look different than they have in the past. And so we are not as aware of this turmoil as we have in the past. It even seems that even though we are more connected and have more information, because it's overwhelming, people would rather just concentrate and focus and stay, as they say, in their own lane. What does peace mean to you? What does it feel like? What does it smell like? What does it taste like? What does it sound like? I'm sure you have that vision of what peace looks like. So take a moment now just to take your 3 breaths in and out through the nose. One at a time, welcoming your mind and your body and your essence, and asking them, what does peace mean to each one? While we might not be able to control the war outside of us, can we actively create peace inside of us? Can we create and hold on to the lack of things? And so I just want you to keep and stay in this energy here, in this question that we're asking. What does peace look like, sound like, smell like, taste like? Check in right now. How does peace make your body feel? How does peace make your mind feel? How does peace make your essence feel? I made a comment in a previous podcast about people asking me how to meditate and saying they had a very hard time because they couldn't quiet the mind. If you are someone who has studied meditation in the various forms it is taught from different backgrounds, one might have discovered that meditation is not the lack of thinking. It is not the absence of your thoughts. It is the absence of the attachment to your thoughts, the absence of the defining and the judgment you hold towards your thoughts and towards yourself at being successful or unsuccessful at trying to create peace. It takes energy to create absence. So many times we are focused on creative energy that has a substance to it, a goal to it. We now call it manifesting, creating something in this time and space. And I find it curious because I find that many conversations with people who talk about manifesting, talk about willpower and positive thinking and creating and focusing. And you can feel that energy of creativity bursting forth, trying to create, to have. And when ideas such as these tie into first world means of accomplishing things, into consumerism, we all consume, we all have to, but that energy that is prevalent in Western ways, which does not teach you how to create lack as something that brings peace. Instead, it continues to tell you to build and build and build and build and have more and take more and manifest more, not let go of anything. The creation of peace in this way sometimes is an act of war. War against your tired body and mind and essence of trying to do the same thing and not having the results. Take a minute again to just check in with your body, your mind, and your essence. Take your 3 breaths. And really let that energía of ik, of wind, of breath, of soul, of divine come in. Breathing in, breathing out. Giving space to the mind to have its opinion of what is happening and what it is hearing right now. Giving breath and energy to the body for it to have its opinion and its wisdom of what is being spoken about. And with this last breath, giving the essence that space to breathe and decide for itself as well. What is stirring in your mind, your body, and your essence? Do you feel that duality? Do you feel that conflict? Do you feel curiosity? We're taking a lot of pauses in the circle today for you to be able to really feel that space of absence. Is the space and the absence and the long pauses, are they peaceful to you or are they not? If they make you uncomfortable, just notice that. There's no right or wrong. But again, if we go back to that definition of peace as lack of conflict, if we think of eliminating if we think of creating silence as an example of peace, lack of noise, since we're going back to our meditation example, you might notice that silence or peace you feel as an act of war, of conflict within yourself. Maybe it's conflict of the mind that is used to a certain speed or busyness or action, or the body that likes movement and change and action, and the essence that loves to strive. Therefore, peace for you is not a lack of energy or movement. And whether it is truly peace or it's just more familiar, notice that absence to you is not peaceful. So let's ask these questions again. Let's check in again. At this time, at this space in the podcast, what does peace truly look like for your mind? What does peace truly look like for your body? What does peace truly look like for your essence? And allow yourself your truth, not the definition of dictionaries or the definition of what it should be or the definition of accomplishment, take you away from what peace is to you. The other part of peace, because we are always in a constant state of change and flux, peace can only remain if you work at it. Therefore, to continue to have lack, absence, you must be able to work at it. I have so many people sometimes after coming out of a meditation or a healing be in that bliss state, and then something comes and disrupts them and they get angry that this outside thing came to disrupt them. And the thing is, to keep your peace, you must actively engage in creating it. And people get confused because, again, there is this energy in this definition of peace having lack, having absence. How could I be at peace if there are things around me? We must work diligently to manifest peace. We must hold la energía of both. The opposites. The medicine wheel teaches us so much about how to hold the opposites of things, the opposites of elements, and how in circleness these elements in the directions of the east, the south, the west, and the north balance each other out. They are actively participating with each other to create that balance. They are not just sitting there alone and without. What if we started to embrace this idea of peace as balance? The balancing and also responsibility, personal responsibility to work hard to have your peace first between your mind, your body, and your essence. You now cannot control others. You cannot control people or corporations. Can you, though, look at peace as an act of working towards cohesiveness, of working towards balance, working towards accepting? Maybe one day the mind is racing, but the body is still. And if they work together, they can establish peace, not just between the two, but for you. This topic continues to come about because we will continue to live in a world of conflict. People so many times keep waiting for peacetime to live. The reality is, it is your responsibility to work diligently to create peace inside of you. It is your responsibility to understand the limitations that you might have in creating this peace and get help. So today, I invite you to declare an act of war to create peace. Embrace the conflict between your body, your mind, and your essence. Embrace that it exists and don't judge it. Embrace it so that you can learn how your mind works, your body works, and your essence works on their own. And as they try to learn how to create peace between them, communication between them, how to actively engage to bring about peace for you. And so to support that call to radical self, love, and peace, we will do a meditation. So as we begin our meditation today, I want you to take time to really find comfort in your space. So if you need to pause this episode and just get up and stretch, or go outside and put your feet on Mother Earth, and listen there outside, or come back inside, or if you need to take a moment to dance around or draw a hot bath or jump up and down, do some push-ups, whatever action, whatever call to movement I invite you to do so now. And welcome these acts, this creation, this manifestation as a way to create space or absence. And so, once you are done, come back here to the circle and we will begin. Throughout this meditation, we will be holding this fullness and this absence throughout everything. As you can hear the birds in the background, here where I live, there is never absence of sound. Therefore, my peace or my silence has action in it. not absence. And so let us begin by listening to those bird songs and sounds, or listening to the sounds outside of your space or far away if you are outside. And now listen to the sounds closer to you or inside of your space. And now listen to the sound of your breath. And as you breathe in and out, as we invite ik, wind, and this 3-breath practice into the circle, let us take our 3 breaths. In and out through the nose, bringing our mind into this time and place. In and out through the nose and bring our body into this time and place. In and out of the nose and bring your essence into this time and place. With all 3 parts combined, we welcome them into this circle of absence and activity and energy of peace. Can you sit with all of yourself? And just keep breathing in and out. And meditate on how peace and conflict and the energy of both and flow in and out, expanding and contracting. How one has the other. And therefore there is never absence of energy, whether in peace or conflict. For those of you who are visual, just imagine the infinity signal. Let's do that again. Just imagine the infinity symbol. As you breathe in, the energy expands, and breathe out and contracts. And just focus on your breath, and that breathing in and out, and that energy of contraction and expansion, and the activity that constantly remains as you create an energy of peace with all that is happening now. The war inside, the war outside. Today, we are not asking for absence nor even stillness. Can we see, feel, hear, touch, smell peace in a whole new way and embrace this new possibility? For those of you who work with medicine wheel, use that as your imagery. The balance of elements, of each of them giving and receiving of the flow, how all are welcome in their totality. And with that, just keep breathing and keep believing, and we will have silence. And as we slowly start returning from this 2-minute pause, sacred pause, let us just observe ourselves. Observe how now are we feeling? How is our mind? How is our body? How is our essence? And now, after these 2 minutes, what does peace look like, taste like, smell like, sound like? And gratitude to all who have been gathered here to Ik and this 3-breath practice, to the energías that have supported this and inspired this conversation, conversación, that's what I was going to say. To the birds outside, always reminding us that peace is active. And so let us actively come out of this meditation. As you notice your breath, take your 3 breaths in and out through your nose. Thanking your essence for being in this time and space, in and out through your nose. Thanking your body for being in this time and space, in and out through the nose. Thanking your mind for being in this time and space. Now listen to the sounds close to you or inside your room. Listen to the sounds far away or outside of your room. Allowing yourself to actively be at peace, creating it. With that, let's rub our hands together. That nice biofeedback loop, placing the warm hands that you have, feeling the warmth coming into your heart, into your body. With gratitude and thanks to all my teachers, to all the elders who inspire me every day, and to my family over at the Path of Ish, over at Cuatro Manos y Cinco Volcanes. Thank you for all the circles where you come together in a good way. To all my students, to all the supports in those circles that I get from them and from the mentors. To my amazing, amazing wife who inspires me every day. And to all of you, thank you for tuning in. I hope that you enjoyed today's plática. I hope this week you can find your peace and fill it up with beautiful, active things. Shade. I hope to see you next week. I hope to see you in one of our circles. Whether you join us over at the Path of Ish in our Jaguar Tree Mystery School, or you join us over at Cuatro Manos y Cinco Volcanes in our ceremonial trainings, or our Intro to Cacao classes, or even just purchasing some of our cacao that we make here on the big island of Hawaii. And my last thanks is to this land and this island that gives me so much and gives us so much, and to Mother Earth, who holds us and always teaches us that example of holding what we perceive as opposite energies in balance. Thank you, Pachamama. Thank you, I love you. Goodbye. I'll see you next week. Once again, it is with deepest gratitude that I bow to you for joining me on this podcast, this episode, this circle, this plática, this meditation, this remembering. I hope that you have stayed curious. I hope to see you in the circle again next week. So make sure that you like or follow. Until then, may you be blessed with abundance of peace and radical self-love.